Hello guys, welcome back to Big LT. Today we're going to be continuing our list of towers that have been affected by the crappy LED era or the modern LED takeover. So starting off with this list, starting off with the second half of the list, we got literally 99% of every single tower on Highway 63 leading to Jeff City, not leading to Licking or Houston, that area and stuff. So yeah, most of them I haven't seen them on at night mode, but since they're all replaced in 2019, I think yeah, I think it was 2019, but since they're all replaced then, they must have been modern LEDs because somewhere around 2019 was it was somewhere around the middle of the modern LED takeover. Literally, there it was. Back then, modern LEDs popped up on towers just everywhere. One day you'll see a tower with a dual strobe, and then 2 days later you'll see the same tower, but it will have a modern LED on it, and it's just cancerous. Seriously, I hate it. This tower was affected by that. It now has what I believe to be a modern LED. Don't know about flashing sign markers though. There's a tower somewhere down here. It's one of the only tower. It's one of the only remaining towers. On this part of 63 that still has its dual strobe today. Though I don't think I'm ever going to be able to find it since it is located farther away from the highway. It's located somewhere on a field, I think, somewhere around Vichy. But yeah, I did record it once, so hopefully you guys can find that video. I forgot what the title of the video was called, so I think it was just two cell towers with one water tower. I think that's what it was called. I don't know. But yeah, it's one of the only remaining towers with a dual strobe. Next up is this tower. This one here used to have a flash technology dual strobe on it. It's been replaced by an LED. I think it may be modern because it was replaced in 2019 as well. Almost every single one of these towers got their LEDs on at some point in 2019. So yeah, and then there's two more towers down here which I couldn't find earlier that have LEDs. But I think I believe that at least one of them or both of them used to have dual strobes, or maybe one of them had an LED for a long time, or may have been built with it. I don't know, but that's something. If so, then those two towers, those two mysterious towers back there, were affected by the modern or crappy LED era. So I don't know if I really want to show every single tower down here, but I at least should try. If I show every single tower down here, this video is probably going to be a really long video. Ah, crap, now I don't remember which way I was going. There's another tower down here somewhere that has an LED but used to have a dual strobe from Flash Technology. I don't know where it is, but there is a tower that looks it's a little bit of a clone to the first tower down this highway leading to going down to Jeff City. So yeah, that's another tower that I'm not able to find or see. More and more and more and more and more towers. Now, well, almost every single tower has an LED now, but they used to have different beacons. They used to have strobes and stuff. So yeah, it's probably going to take a while to find all of them, and I don't want to waste time. So I just have to tell you that. Here's another tower that has been affected by this modern LED era that has really got me really, really, really mad. This one has to be the most tragic out of all of them, even though the first tower is nostalgic as well, because that's the very first tower you'll see while heading to Jeff City going this direction. But here's another tower which I think may be more nostalgic to me because of the beacons it had and stuff. So This tower used to have it still has a KG225 to this day, but it doesn't work anymore. And up to, on above the KG225 single strobe, there used to be an old school incandescent beacon up there. Sadly, it didn't work, so the KG225 beacon served as a day mode beacon and a night mode beacon. The only time I ever, yeah, it's the only time I ever seen it at night. Well, the first time I've seen it, I was just like, oh, look at this, and I looked at the top of it. I was just like, holy crap, it has a blue light and a red light separate and all that. It's not like a dual strobe. And I always called strobe lights. I always called day mode strobe lights blue lights. Well, white lights in general. I always called them blue lights. So yeah, this sadly had, well, I was just like, oh, I can't wait to see it shine red with its slow fading flash and stuff. And then when we were coming back from me and my family went down here. I think this was from 2010. I think, I don't know, or 2011. But when we went down to Jeff City and we stayed until sunset, and it was pitch black at the time that we seen this tower, and it was on night mode. But I seen the KG225 beacon flash. I was just like, so the other beacon doesn't work? And yep, it didn't work. So yeah, there's that. And here's proof that I used to have an incandescent beacon. You see one set of markers there. You can see that. You can only see one because the other one is looks like it's blending into the tower itself. Then you go up and, oh, there's the other set of markers. Maybe we'll get closer to this. There's one set of markers. And then there's the second set of markers. Still hard to see, really. That, I don't know how many times I'll do this, but you just can't see it. But this has two sets of incandescent markers for the incandescent beacon. And what the heck is this? I don't need to know the weather. So yeah, there it is. And this also has a third set of markers as well. If you can see there, that's not a part of the other markers. You can see the first set of incandescent markers. Then you go above the new markers, and you'll see the other set of markers there. The second set of incandescent markers if you're going up on the tower instead of down. So yeah, there's that. And yeah, I noticed this a while ago, and yeah, I always thought the LED was a white only LED because I bet the KG225 served as the day mode beacon and the night mode beacon for years upon years. Because I bet the incandescent beacon was never maintained, so I would imagine the tower's new lighting system being a white only LED to mock the KG225. And for some reason, they didn't remove both beacons. Thank God, because if they did, I wouldn't be able to catch that. I wouldn't be able to show the actual KG225 and like three videos I made of this, and like the second video I made of this, you're clearly able to see the KG225. You're able to see the giant house and in the flash the cone itself as well. So this looks like a white and red modern LED because the LED resembles it resembles a single strobe, so it got me a little confused. I thought it was just a Flash Technology single strobe that was stuck on night mode. That's why I always thought, until I realized, oh wait, that's a KG225 below it. So yeah, that's an LED. And those are markers, so it looks like this does shine red, and I really hope those markers don't flash, because this tower would be completely ruined. It's already ruined enough because the old beacon system is no longer working. Well, it's no longer around, so there's that. Now let's move on. Like I said earlier, every other tower down here has well, except for one, which looks just like the first tower and has the same beacon as it, and it still currently does. But other than that, every other tower down here has an LED now. Alright, so this tower here is in Jefferson City. I made a video of this once, and this tower here has been affected by what I believe to be the modern LED era. Well, you can see up there, this tower used to have an old school incandescent beacon on it, but sadly, I think around 2020, I think, like February 2020, when back when I actually came down here with my family, I seen this had an LED, and before that, I seen this tower on Google Maps at school. I was just like, holy crap, this has a weird shape to it. And yeah, it was really cool because of the shape of it, and it had an incandescent beacon as well, so it's even cooler because of that. And then when I actually seen it in person, it had an LED, and it was white and red. A white and red LED replacing a red only beacon. Why? Why? Why does this happen? Seriously, I hate when this happens. So yeah, I made a video of this, and if you want to watch it, I think it's I'm not too sure what it's called. I don't know, but if you do watch it, well, if you guys did watch the video once one time, you could clearly see the flash of the LED on the tower when I pointed up to it. So this looks like a half cell tower, half microwave tower. I can see dishes on it. Satellite tower, I don't know. Not too sure. And it has antennas on it as well. So there it is. That's what it looks like. And it only had one set of markers as well, sadly. But hey, if it had two sets of markers, if it had two sets of markers and the LED markers that could have been flashing sign markers as well, replace those, I wouldn't be too mad, because at least it didn't replace two sets of sign markers. It only replaced one because it only had one. So yeah, there's that. There's another tower that's been affected by the modern LED era. I know that tower has an LED, but I'm not too sure if it had a different beacon in its past or something. I really hope not. I really hope it didn't have an incandescent beacon on it at one point or another. I don't know, but it now has an LED. It has an LED. That's all I know from it. This here is another case of incandescent beacons being replaced by white and red LEDs. There it is. This here is not too sure. Let's look at it. It's a TV tower. Man, this is a small TV tower, but it belongs to KOLR TV, so it is a TV tower. I would imagine it being much taller than this, but hey, at least we know that Springfield has a TV tower, which I never thought they did, because I didn't think it was tall. I didn't think that Springfield was a big enough city to have a TV tower. So yeah, I didn't know this was a TV tower, and it looks like it's also an FM tower as well. So let's go to some old Street View, if my phone will let me do this. Yes, we're in Old Street View now. You can see those are modern incandescent beacons on there. And there's the top, which is blurry for some reason, and the tower looks like it's been split in half. But those are modern incandescent beacons, and sadly, they have been replaced with LEDs. And I'm pretty sure that these may have been crappy LEDs at one point, but they may have been replaced with modern LEDs, because I don't know when I don't. Oh wait. I do know that modern LEDs has been around as long as crappy LEDs, but in my area, I couldn't see a single tower with with a modern LED until 2018 came around and changed that up. But before that, the only LEDs that towers would have in my area were either old school or crappy LEDs, no moderns. So yeah, they're just saving that for the giant modern LED wave of 2000 that would begin in 2018 and still go on today. But I believe that these may have been crappy LEDs. That it may have had crappy LEDs at one point because I think the first time I seen this tower with LEDs was 2018, early 2018. I don't know, but um I do remember it having well, I seen 2007. This here is there is 2017 street view of this road, and it has LEDs in this street view. This may be the 2017 street view. I'm not too sure, but it was that they were replaced in 2008. I mean in 2017, not 18. But I think I actually noticed this tower in 2018 when I seen the LEDs flashing. I was just like, was that tower always there? Um, that was one time where we just took a trip down here to shop at the mall and do other stuff real fast and then go home. Well, I seen this tower. I was just like, I don't remember this tower being here, especially with those LED beacons. I don't remember a tall tower like this having LEDs in um in Springfield. So after like a month or two after that happened, I investigated on Google Maps to see what's the deal with this tower, and I went to Old Street View and found out that this used to have found out that this there's a hair on my screen, but I went to Old Street View and found out that this used to have that this used to have modern incandescent beacons, and I was just like, oh, I see why I never noticed this tower, because it had beacons that don't flash at day, so it doesn't stick out that much, really. So there's that. There's another tower that's been affected by the crappy LED era and the modern LED takeover as well, because I believe this may have had crappy LEDs in 2017 that have been replaced by modern LEDs in 2018. And I did see this at night before. It was during the filming of the Highway Patrol Tower down here in Houston. I mean, in Springfield. It has it's a red and white four-legged lattice tower with a white only single strobe on it from Flash Technology. Sadly, I didn't catch it on night mode because there was some crackhead who entered the gas station that we were parked at. And he had a knife in his pocket as well, and he actually took it out and waved it around, and nobody really seemed to give a dang. The cashier and all the people, all the workers there were just talking and joking around with the guy, and they're just talking about their lives and all that. While my dad's just like, hey, Landon, let's go back into the car." And so we just rush into the car, and I'm just like, "What's going on, Dad?" And he's just like, "There's some guy that guy down there had a knife." And so yeah, instead of actually going to a different gas station, which there's like a few gas stations in that area where the tower is located, he just he just decided that, you know what, I'm done, and we drove back to the hotel that we were staying at. And this was somewhere around September when I made the video, but it was dark enough for us to be on night mode. The sun was halfway setted and stuff. Yeah, the sky was orange half the sky was orange and the other half was just bluish darkish. But this was it was on night mode. At first I was just like, are the beacons even working on it? And then earlier I seen a flash right when the tower reached a dark spot of the sky. I seen the LEDs start flashing, and they had the modern LED flash night mode flash to them, and it was markerless as well. Like they robbed this tower of its beacons and replaced them with what I believe to be crappy LEDs at one point. And then modern LEDs replaced the crappy LEDs, and now it's markerless. And that's bullcrap. All right, so next here is literally like 70% of all the towers starting from Doolittle all the way to Springfield on I-44. 70% of the towers on the highway um they used to have different beacons, but now have modern LEDs, and some of them have been built in 2018, 2019, 2020, and they were built with either crappy LEDs or modern LEDs. Which I do know a tower that has more than one LED on it. It was built in 2019, and sadly, it got crappy LEDs instead of modern LEDs. And they're so yeah, and it was markless as well. I never filmed it on camera before. Well, I never filmed it. Actually, I did film it, but it was at day mode, and it wasn't at night mode. So I don't have proof of the crappy LEDs or the markers. But one day I will film the tower at night so I can show proof. But yeah, like 70% of towers, starting from Doolittle all the way to Springfield on I-44, have gotten their beacons replaced with modern LEDs. It was right at the beginning of the modern LED takeover as well. Next tower. So this tower here is just located right outside of Licking city limits. You can see that's Licking. That's one of their cell towers, and that there's the water tower that belongs to the prison, and it also has a set of markers on it as well. This tower here and currently has a modern LED. Thank God it doesn't have flashing sign markers. It has stationary sign markers. Uh-oh. Hopefully that doesn't ruin the video the way it just turned the screen on accident. Hopefully it doesn't make the screen smaller. So yeah, this tower used to have a flash technology dual strobe, but it's been replaced by a modern LED, and I think there's a reasoning why this happened. The last few days I've ever seen this tower with its with its dual strobe, it was stuck on day mode. My grandma would pick me and my sister up to spend a night at her house somewhere around 2018 and 19, that time. And I think it was around winter or something because it got dark really fast, so you can see this tower at night and sunset, and it'll still be on day mode, and it'll light up the sky as well. So I bet there are houses around the tower. So I bet people around that live around this tower where they're just tired of the beacon. They're just complaining because they're throwing fits, and they reported the problem to the beacon, but to the tower owner, and they're just like, okay, we'll check on it. And then they check on it, and instead of actually taking the strobe down, and well, actually instead of just fixing the strobe up top the tower, they decide to just take uninstall, well, just replace the strobe light with an LED. They decide to do that. I don't know if this is true or not, but this was stuck on day mode for the last few days. For the last few months that this tower had its dual strobe, and it was awesome. It really was. And there's another tower next to this. There's another tower that's close to this tower as well. It's just right down there. And it has a dual strobe as well, but it's from Hewing Phillips. So yeah, it's a 3000B, I think, because it has that night mode to it. But yeah, I think the reason why this got an LED is not just because FAA was. I don't think it's because FAA forced the tower owners to do this, but I think it's because the malfunctioning dual strobe and the people that live close to the tower and all that. I really hope so, because if they just replace the beat if FAA just force them to do that, then that would be really just, it'll just be 100% BS. Just be like oh sorry, but LEDs are mandatory now. They're just like mandatory mask wearing in like it's like wearing a mask in literally like 99% of the 99% of the country currently right now. So yeah, you also have to wear your mask, and every single tower that we see must have an LED, unless. So yeah, I bet FA is forcing literally. I bet FA is forcing every single tower company, tower owner to replace the beacons on every single one on every single tower that they come across. That's why I believe. So there's that. And this is 25 minutes long, so I'm just going to end this right now. I'll see you guys later. Bye.